Hi guys, we're back again from EICMA 22. We really wanted to bring you something very special, and that's why we're on the Ducati stand. This is the all-new Panigale V4r. Well, Ollie, praise the Lord for Ducati, because there are some really boring bikes at EICMA 22, and we've covered a few of them. But Ducati do something that just sort of, when your head is down, you come onto their stand and you see something very beautiful, and it just lifts your head, gives you hope, and makes you want to ride motorbikes again, because this thing is the pinnacle, really, isn't it?
It's a proper nice bit of kit. It's very special. You know, when you walk on the stand, you're going to see some very special metal, and you know, the V4r, it definitely gives me that excitement. You know, looking at it, puts a smile on your face, and the spec of it is just unbelievable, isn't it? So yeah, it's a very special bit of kit, and definitely a dream bike for me. So yeah.
I mean, without turning this into a 30-minute technical video, you know, please forgive us, because there's a lot of details on this bike that we could make a really long video. I mean, your first impression is it's flipping beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, it is beautiful, and you can tell. You know, we were talking earlier about how you know, the CEO of Ducati, the Ducati team, they work directly with the factory race teams, with MotoGP, and the race technology comes through those bikes into the road bikes. You know, this is a homologation bike, so it's made to go into those championships, World Superbike, BSB, that kind of thing. But as a first look, it is stunning. I think it's the best looking bike on the market, period. You know, you don't really like the wheelbarrow exhausts from Akrapovic, but you know, it's one of those, isn't it?
yeah. But as a thing, when you've made a few quid or you won the lottery to put in your living room, this 100% is it. I would love to have one of these in my living room, and I'd love the chance to have a ride on one as well. We said we weren't going to turn it into a technical thing, but I was actually just having quite a good chat with Ian from Moto Rapido, who's I think he's the team principal, or he's the technical person there. Because obviously they run the V4r and been really successful in the BSB Championship with this. His impression was that this is an unbelievable bike, and actually quite close to the BSB bike that they're using. Obviously from the electronics that's stripped out and they put the Motec system in there, but the engine-wise, it's unbelievably close. And he was telling me that he reckoned Tommy Bridewell could jump on this and do very, very similar lap times to what he did at Alton Park, where up until very recently he had the lap record. Now, just to think about that you could go out and buy a bike that's not been built by an amazing race team, like Moto Rapido, for example, and go out and do something like that with the right rider on it is just unbelievable.
It's incredible.
It's testament to how good this bike is. So we're kicking out, what did it say, 240 horsepower with the Akrapovic system. That's unbelievable power.
That's massive power, and I think he said in super stock it can't be run at, well, I think it was last year, because it was too powerful. So as a bike out the box, you know, it's 215 horsepower Euro 5 with that 5, what would you say, 8,000 euro was it? For the exhaust?
They reckon the exhaust is like 8,000 euros.
240 horsepower at the wheel, which is, you know, ridiculous.
So this is the Akrapovic performance exhaust for the Panigale V4r. It looks like an octopus. It's made out of titanium. It's 5 kilos lighter than the stock one, and enables the bike to get up to that 240 horsepower. It's unbelievably impressive. It's also unbelievably expensive. 7,900 euros for this thing, which is just insane. It's about as much as a Honda Hornet.
Everywhere you look on it, it's just really really beautifully put together. I think that's one thing to say about Ducati. You know they're built well, you know they're finished. You know, the attention to detail on them is wicked. So yeah.
I wouldn't want to be crashing it though, eh?
No, it's expensive. No. And that's obviously a reason as well. Yeah. You know, Superstock teams don't run it because of the you know, the price of parts, price to repair, you know, etc. So,
and of course the engine is part of the chassis, isn't it? So you know, if you do go and bend it, you know, there's chances are you probably bent the engine as well, which obviously isn't great. The other thing to consider about this, in terms of it being a consumer product, I think we'll probably see less of them. It's a race engine basically that's, you know, can be used on the road.
Just on the engine, I guess as well, it's worth mentioning obviously the V4r engine internals are actually very different to the standard sort of V4 and V4S
Yes,
road bike. You know, it's higher revving, it's higher performance, you know, higher spec parts essentially. So that's where that short sort of service or rebuild sort of intervals come in. You know, you would expect that, and at the end of the day, race teams are going to do that anyway. So it's, I don't know, for someone riding it on the, you know, on track on a personal level, it's pretty amazing stuff. For
and of course, you know, with the new V4r in comparison to the previous one, it's got all of the new electronics, hasn't it? So we've got actually mappable engine braking per gear, which is unbelievable. I mean, I've got that on my super stock bike with the Yoshimura system, but to have that as a stock bike where you can change the engine braking per gear is unbelievable. We've got really good traction control systems.
Suddenly got really loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the new Evo 2 software, isn't it? Which they brought out, which is brand new software. Don't know whether it can go on the previous year's V4s. You know, we were talking about that as well, but you know, apparently it's got predictive traction control. Not quite sure how that works, but it's new technology. They're making improvements every year, which is awesome to see. Very, very cool stuff.
Yeah, and as we said, it's got a ton of stuff that's really interesting. It's carbon everywhere, looking really, really fantastic, and you can't but drool over it really. So we'll leave it there and probably leave you guys to enjoy some of the videos and pictures that we've got of it. Please let us know what you think in the comment section, like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.